Today we're diving into a technology that's trying to solve one of AI's biggest, most fundamental problems, its issue with the truth. I mean, we're all living through this incredible explosion in what AI can do, right? But with all that power has come a flood of misinformation, AI hallucinations, and data we just can't verify. It's created this massive crisis of trust in the very tools we're so excited about. So to really understand the solution here, first we've got to dig into the core problem, the thing that plagues even the most advanced AI systems out there. And this is really the heart of the conflict. On one hand, you've got this incredible promise of AI, unleashing creativity, automating all sorts of complex tasks. But on the other hand, the whole system is built on this really shaky foundation of data that's often locked away, impossible to check, or just plain wrong. And you know what? This isn't even a new problem. Dr. Bob Metcalfe, the guy who invented Ethernet, he points out that AI has always gone through these cycles. You get these periods of huge advancement, and then a wall. Progress just stops. And why? Precisely because the AI would run out of good, reliable data. Okay, so if the foundation is broken, how in the world do you fix it? Well, OriginTrail has a fascinating idea. They're combining two really powerful technologies that you've probably heard of, but maybe not in this specific context. The first piece of the puzzle is the knowledge graph. The best way to think of it is like a brain. It doesn't just store information, it actually understands the relationships between different bits of information. It's the tech that lets Google know that Paris is the capital of France and that the Eiffel Tower is in Paris. It connects the dots. The second piece is blockchain. Its superpower is decentralization. It creates a secure, tamper-proof record where information can be verified without any single company, no Google, no Microsoft, having control. This is the part that provides the trust. So what happens when you merge that brain-like structure of a knowledge graph with the rock-solid trust of a blockchain? This is where things get really, really powerful. You get the Decentralized Knowledge Graph, or DKG for short. It uses the blockchain to permanently register the origin of a piece of data and prove it hasn't been tampered with. Then, the knowledge graph maps all the complex relationships between all of that verified info. The result is a single, provable source of truth that an AI can actually rely on. This creates this incredible harmony. On one side, you have your creative, generative AIs that can produce amazing art and text, and on the other, you have the decentralized knowledge graph providing the verifiable, factual data. It acts as this foundation of truth, giving the creative AI a reliable source to build from. Two analogies really capture what this does. You can think of it as a Google for Web3, where you can search for info and actually trust the source. And you can think of it as a collective brain for AI, feeding it reliable, interconnected knowledge. Now, that all sounds great in theory, but the big question is anyone actually using this? Let's take a look at what's happening out in the real world. Turns out the DKG is already being used by some major global players. We're talking about the British Standards Institution, the Swiss Federal Railways, and SCAN, which helps secure a staggering 40% of all imports into the United States. They're using it to create verifiable data trails for pretty much everything, from supply chains to healthcare. And the scale here is just mind-blowing. This isn't some small-time pilot project. The network is already securing over 1.8 billion individual pieces of knowledge or assets. It's a living, breathing, and rapidly growing ecosystem of verifiable information. So the really crucial point is, what does all of this actually mean for the future? Where is this all heading? It all comes back to Metcalfe's law. Basically, the law says that a network's value grows exponentially, not just a little bit, but a lot as you add more connections. So as more data and more users plug into the DKG, its value as a source of truth for AI doesn't just grow, it explodes. Which brings us right back to that incredible quote from Dr. Metcalfe. He believes the DKG solves that fundamental data problem that caused all those AI winters in the past. By providing this limitless, ever-growing source of trusted data, it could kick off what he calls an eternal springtime for AI development. At the end of the day, by building a verifiable foundation of knowledge, the DKG isn't just about making AI more accurate, it's about building a future where both we and maybe even the AI itself can finally trust what it tells us. And that, well, that changes everything.